All right, welcome biologist. This is a review of graphing by hand and interpreting scientific evidence from graphical data, assignment number 1. Okay, biology 1-2. All right, so first thing I do when I sit down to do an assignment is I make sure that I have a nice flat surface, I have an area to work, and I have a nice sharp pencil and an eraser. And I am free from any distractions. I don't have any media playing. My phone, well, I'm videotaping this, but my phone would be off or put away so that I can concentrate on exactly what I'm going to focus on for just the next few minutes. All right, so here we go. It says, being able to graph is an important skill in biology. You are going to make a graph using a pencil, all right, good thing I've got one, and the piece of graph paper grid that is provided. Please make sure to follow the rules of graphing. All right, rules of graphing. What are those? We talked about those in class. I'm going to make a notation. We have those in our notes. We took them off the board and we discussed them. All right, rules of graphing. And double check your work against the rubric, that's the notes on the rules of graphing, on which this assignment is graded. Complete this assignment neatly and carefully. All right, so any work that you are completing for class needs to be neat and carefully completed. And that includes having your first and last name in the period on any assignment. All right, so let's see what was going on here. A team of scientists wanted to test the effects of temperature on, I'm going to circle on, the germination rate of pinto beans. Wow, they gave me a lot of information there. They told me they're going to test the effects of temperature. That's what they're changing. That's the independent variable. On, what are they measuring? The dependent variable, the germination rate of pinto beans. And we remember that germination means when a seed begins to sprout, tiny little green sprouts coming out of it. It's awakening out of kind of its sleeping state. All right, so these scientists placed 3 sets of 100 pinto beans seeds in temperature-controlled chambers. Chamber A was set at 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, they're giving me units. Chamber B was placed at 20 degrees Celsius and chamber C at 25 degrees Celsius. The results are shown below in table 1. Table 1 below. Here's table 1. They said what's shown here is the average percent of germinated pinto beans in 3 different temperatures over 10 days. All right, so on day 10, the percentage that germinated in 15 degrees Celsius was 35. The percentage that germinated in 20 degrees Celsius was 70. So more germinated, a higher percentage germinated at 20 degrees Celsius than compared at 15. 70 is more than 35. Let's see what's up over here. At 25 degrees Celsius, 90% of the beans germinated. Wow, if I were a pinto bean farmer, I would definitely want to pick 25 degrees Celsius in order to germinate my beans. All right, so now I'm down here on my grid. What we have to do first, we're going to label our X and we're going to label our Y. Every time we do a graph, we're also going to put a 0. Put a little tick mark there in the corner. All right, now, I know I want to space apart my numbers. I've got a graph. My highest number is 90. And I just counted, and there are 20 boxes going up. So I'm going to try and use as much of this grid as possible. If I go up by 10s, so every 2 boxes is 10. That means this is 5, 10, this would be 15, the next one will be 20, that'd be 25, then I've got 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. That's awesome because I used almost all of my graph paper here, but I didn't go over the edge. And I'm going to label now. This is the percentage germination. Okay, now down here, I know I've got to spread apart 15, 20, and 25 degrees Celsius so that it makes sense in terms of temperature down here. So what I'm going to say is after counting the fact that there are 20 boxes going across, I'm going to choose to go up by 5s every 3rd box. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, make a big tick mark there. That is going to be 5. Then I'm going to go 3 more. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be 10. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be 15. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be 20. 1, 2, 3. that's going to be 25. And this is going to be temperature in degrees Celsius. Okay, so I have my units here. I have word labels for both of my axes. All right, now at 15 degrees Celsius, so here's 15 degrees Celsius, I've got to go up to 35. So there I go. I'm going to go 15 and I'm going to go up to 35. See how it's 35? If I go over, that's where 35 is. And I'm going to put a little dot there so I know what I'm dealing with. And then I'm going to try and make a little bar. It's kind of even. Mine's a little wiggly since I'm doing this with one hand. And I'm going to try and fill it in as neat as I can using one hand. Yours will probably look better than mine. Okay, there's my bar. And then remember at the top, we have to write what the value is. And that is 35. That's the actual value that I just graphed. Not so bad. At 20 degrees Celsius, it was 70. So I go 20, I go all the way up to 70. A little dot so I know where I'm going. I'm kind of straddle my 20. Ooh, that one got a little wiggly. And I'm just going to do a squiggly for this one. And I'm going to write my value, which is 70, right above it. And then my last one is at 25. I went all the way up to 90. So I'm going to go up this line, all the way to 90. Put a little dot there so I know where I'm headed. Make it a little wider on both sides. Boom, boom, boom. And on this one, I'm going to kind of go like this, sideways. So yours will probably look much neater than mine. And I'm going to put 90 there. So I've labeled it. That looks pretty good. Now the last thing I have to do is I have to put a title. What is on my axes? Well, let's look at also what is up here. This will help me. So what did I graph? I graphed the average percent germination of what? Pinto beans, P-I-N-T-O, pinto beans at 3 different temps, degrees Celsius, over 10 days. Do I have my independent variable? What was changed? The temperature. Do I have my dependent variable? Average percent germination, and I've got percent germination, that's the units for that one. And I've got degrees Celsius down here. So I've got everything that I need. That would be 100% graph on that one. Okay, we're gonna pause there and I'll upload the next video for the next part.